I remember being in the office the day after Stuart Scott was imitated on Saturday Night Live. And there is no greater, I think, measure of somebody's success than if you are sent up on Saturday Night Live. And the fact that you were, I thought Chris Redd kind of took care of you, or no? Or what do you think of Chris Redd?
Well, first of all, I think he's phenomenal.
Right.
He's a phenomenal talent. I think he did a better job of imitating Mayor Adams, the new mayor of New York City.
I saw that too.
That to me, that was spectacular television.
I saw that.
He was good with me, but I thought Jay Farrow, who used to be on Saturday Night Live, did me a bit better.
See?
I thought he did me a bit better. I do. And, Frank, listen, I've been imitated by Frank Caliendo. Scott Van Pelt imitated me one time when Tony Kornheiser and Mike Wilborn on PTI asked him to play me doing the Masters. It was hysterical. It was many years ago, but it was hilarious, okay? But that guy, Kenan Thompson, doing Michael Irvin, now that was spectacular. That was spectacular.
The line where he said that God can't talk to him because he doesn't have one of these, and held up his Super Bowl ring.
No, here was the point. He said, excuse me, let's hold it. God is wrong. That's hilarious. It was hysterical. It really, really was. Listen. Are you ready for this? I've hosted. I've been blessed and fortunate enough. Jimmy Kimmel, I was honored he allowed me to host his show. One night, and I had an absolute blast because I want to do late night someday in my future. That's on my bucket list. I really want to do it. You know what else is on my bucket list one day?
What is it?
To host Saturday Night Live.
Let's go. Let's start it.
I'm going to do it one day. I'm a big enough name. I think I'm a big enough name.
Stephen A. Smith. It's going to happen. I think we're part of that crew to help you.
It's going to happen.
Hashtag Stephen A. for SNL.
Yes,
I appreciate it.
We will be part of that drumbeat. We're part of your family. As far as I'm concerned.
I'm not as good to look at as Kim Kardashian. I'm not as good to look at as oh my goodness, I forgot. Oh my goodness, as the singer who's Katy Perry. Yes. I'm not as good looking as them. I know that. But I think I have the potential to make people laugh from time to time. I think I got the chops.
You can handle it.
You've
got the platform.
Well, the biggest thing is it's in New York City.
Yeah.
Where am I from?
Of course.
Where am I from? I used to work at the Barnes and Noble's bookstore on 48th and 5th Avenue, right around the corner from Saturday Night Live, making $4.35 an hour.
That's amazing.
I think
Stephen
that comes
A.
a long
Smith
way.
here. So you used to work at a Barnes and Noble. When did you work at a Barnes and Noble?
I was in college at Fashion Institute of Technology before I went to Winston-Salem State. So I would work at the Barnes and Noble's bookstore as a book clerk, traveling from Queens an hour and a half, because you got to take the bus to the train, so it takes you an hour and a half to get from Queens to Midtown Manhattan, run up the block, work at Barnes & Noble from 8:30 a.m. to 4, and then at 4 o'clock I had to race across town, run. No Uber or nothing like that existed at the time. I had to run from 48th and 5th to 27th and between 7th and 8th Avenue to get to basketball practice for FIT by 4:30. Then I had to do those 2 hours before I had continuing education classes from 6:30 to 9:30 every night for a year and a half before I left and transferred on a basketball scholarship to Winston-Salem State.
Okay, so there's 2 follow-up questions here.
Yes.
First one is how were you selling books? Like, where did you?
No, a book clerk. I mean, what happened is
if somebody came up and asked you.
I knew where the book what you were looking for. I knew where they were. I'd go fetch it for you and bring it back to you. I'd organize everything to make sure that when people came into the bookstore, they knew exactly what area they needed to go to get their book. I paid my dues, Rich. I paid my dues, man.
And the other one is the Fashion Institute of Technology.
That's
had a
right.
basketball team.
Listen, man, we had Thomas Edison High School was where I played basketball my senior year, and we had a tournament at FIT. I was coming off the bench. I was never a starter, but that was one of my better games. I had 27 points that game, right? So I had 27. It was a rarity. I ain't trying to front and act like it was a rarity, okay? But I had 27 points that day, and the coach, Marvin Rippey, at the time, who was an exceptional coach. I appreciated him more later than I did when I was playing for him because he was a disciplinarian, but he was a fabulous, fabulous coach. And he came in there and offered me a partial scholarship to come and play at FIT because I was 5'9", 135 pounds, soaking wet. Wasn't any college, recruiters coming my way, not for Division I. So I went there. Okay, and I got to tell you, it wasn't bad. I mean, listen, I majored in advertising and communications. Yeah. All right, so I was able to transfer those credits to Winston-Salem State for mass communications. But here's the deal, and I'm not knocking. I'm conservative with my money. I'm a fiscal conservative with my money. I can't stand paying taxes. I pay too many taxes in New York and California. I need to move to a tax-free state for crying out loud. But I am liberal in my thinking, so I live and let live. Yes. All I'm going to tell you is this: 95% of the school were women. And because it was fashion, and then you have a lot of folks from the gay community that would go to FIT. Yes. There were some of them there. So basically, most of the population in regards to heterosexuals was the basketball team. It was a very lovely time. It was a very lovely time that I had.
The ratio?
The ratio, they outnumbered us, I would tell you, 30-1. 30-1. I mean, we'd go to a party, and it was like a party on the schoolyards because it's only like a block long or whatever, but they had it, and it was like maybe 400 people at the party. Maybe 50 guys. I mean,
why'd you transfer?
It was really nice. It was really nice. Well, I transferred because I wanted to get away from home. Okay. I wanted to get away from home. I wanted to be, I wanted to go to a 4-year institution, get a full basketball scholarship where I went to play for Clarence Big House Gaines. But I went on campus. Now this is Division II, just to show you how things could be. Could you imagine? Because you see the big money in college sports now, right? Yeah. Well, it wasn't that big money in Division II, but when I got to Winston-Salem on my recruiting trip, I had 2 female escorts to show me around campus. And I was like this.
Thank you for clarifying.
I was like this. They escorted you around.
Yeah, they were escorting me around.
They were
showing me the campus. Nothing happened. I mean, they were classy and they were the best behavior.
It wasn't like he got game.
Yeah, was this a Jesus Shuttlesworth situation?
No, I wasn't Jesus Shuttlesworth. I mean, you understand that. But the point that I'm trying to make to you is that they just escorted me around. But I had beautiful escorts. They were fun. And so I just looked at Winston. I was like, what's the curriculum? What's the curriculum? He said, you got mass communications, don't you? You don't got mass communications, don't you? I mean, I'm on basketball scholarship. My education's free. Yeah. So I get to play basketball and be here.
And
I'm good. I'm good.
Hey, you watched all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Watch more right here.